Hello. Today we're going to be talking about what science means to all of us.
Oh, hello there. We're also going to be talking about how science applies to our life.
And we're also going to talk about how we will use science in our lives.
Feel not a science group. Feel not a science group.
Science rules.
Feel not a science group.
Inertia is a property of matter. T minus 7 seconds.
Feel not a science group.
Without biology, we wouldn't have pizza.
Biology examines the structure, function, growth, origin, evolution, and distribution of living things. It classifies and describes organisms, their functions, and how species come into existence.
Beaches eat cats. Poo out oranges. Tigers can only munch apples. What is Beputum?
Biosphere, ecosystem, community, population, organism, organ, tissue, cell, organelle, molecule, and atom.
Biology taught us how to make Kool-Aid. Water is a solute. The powder is the solvent. And the mixture is the solution.
Excuse me, are those Frugal Boy jeans that you're wearing?
Well, actually, these jeans are custom made to fit only me. These are just one of hundreds of genes that are found on each and every one of my 46 chromosomes. Now, each gene and a chromosome... Hey! This is DNA! These are the chromosomes I'm talking
Frugal Boy
about!
jeans, for those who have evolved.
How does biology apply to your life?
So how does biology apply to our life? Well, there are multiple ways you can answer this question. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how I think biology applies to our life.
Example number 1. Making healthy food choices.
How do we know what is good to eat and what is unhealthy? Why do our bodies crave unhealthy foods? Well, biology explores these very questions, helping us understand that our natural cravings consist of high sugar and high fat foods. Some high fat foods that are bad for you are
Butter, ice cream, pork, coconut oil, cheese,
and some bad high sugar foods are
soda, french fries, cookies, candy, and high sugar cereal.
Now picture what all of us would look like if we couldn't resist these kinds of cravings. Thanks to scientists studying nutrition, we realized that our bodies need supplemental vitamins, proteins, and minerals to be healthy and strong like this. And not unhealthy and out of shape like this. The next time you want to eat out, think about the consequences making bad food choices could have on you in the long run.
Example 2. Genes, DNA, and chromosomes.
The way you are and the way you look are controlled by your genes.
Not those genes, but these.
Now, inside our genes, we have cells.
Our whole body is made up of cells. And inside those cells, we have very, very small bundles of chemicals,
These chemicals are called DNA.
which stands for deoxyribonucleic acid.
DNA has all the information we need to determine whether we have
Black hair, blue eyes, big noses, bushy eyebrows.
Our genes are stored in parts of our cells called
Chromosomes. Our chromosomes contain all of our genetic information.
Now, humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes for a total of 46, as you're about to see in this picture.
The first 22 pairs are autosomal chromosomes, which determines the body's makeup. The 23rd chromosome, the 6th chromosome, determines whether you're a male or a female.
And there you have it. Our genes, DNA, and chromosomes are what makes each and every single one of us different from one another.
Howdy ho, friends. Sammy Cosell here to sell you on cellular respiration. And no, I'm not talking about that first kind of respiration where you use all them big fancy structures like lungs and nose and mouth and all that. I'm talking about cellular respiration, and I'm not talking about a cellular phone that breathes either, friends. I'm talking about when a cell takes in oxygen and then blammo! Energy is released and a little bit of waste product called carbon dioxide. And what you have, friends, is one lean, mean, respiring machine. Now, every living cell in your body does cellular respiration. And let me tell you what I'm going to do. And I don't do this for just everybody here in the laboratory, but you're a friend of mine. And I'm going to let your cells respire for the unheard of price of just $29.95.
So, how do we use science? We can use it to understand how our entire body works, and also we can use it to understand how other species live with each other. Of course, let's say when we use it in our bodies, we can use it for our own nutrition. And of course, if you don't want to look like me, you have to take care of your nutrition. We can use science to understand how our body works, and one of the processes that occurs in our body is digestion. Digestion basically is the process where food is broken down, then our body absorbs the nutrients, and then our body expels this food. Respiration or cellular respiration is another process that occurs in our body. Basically occurs when we're breathing. So basically we can see that cellular respiration is a process where our body converts sugar and oxygen into carbon dioxide and water plus energy, and this energy is just the way our body transforms the glucose and the oxygen to this energy. Knowing science can help us a lot, and by helping I mean we can apply it to ourselves and avoid a lot of things. Let's say we can use science to avoid diseases like heart attacks. Again, how do we use science? We use science to apply it in our lives. In this case, we are going to talk about the nervous system, where of course we know that, or maybe a lot of people don't know, but drinking is bad. Alcohol kills neurons, and which are the cells in our nervous system. And another thing, stress, it is released by the brain. There are hormones in our brain that release adrenaline, and this increases our heart rate, and that's how stress is created. Again, we can use this to understand how our body works and how to prevent all this. Again, the question is, how do we use science? In the following video, I'm going to show you how we can use science and how can we apply it in our different daily situations.
Por allí estaba intentando ahora Herdes con la cabeza. El primero que gritó fue bien. Con la cabeza a trabarle la belleza a Herdes. Le puso de la sola pelota. Y pidieron de cambio para Herdes. Hacía mucho no había un foul tan duro de alguien.
It hurts. Wait, I can help you. I learned this in my bio class. So, seems that you hurt your tibia, which is a bone on your lower limb. So, that was a good example, right? Okay, so science is something that we're gonna find everywhere at every moment of our day. So it is important to know how to apply it, and if you want to understand how everything works, then yeah, because basically every time we ask how and why, we will always find an answer. So as we explained before, all those examples are some scenarios where we could use science.
Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, plants make their own food like this. Carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, water, sunshine, fill the bill. Photosynthesis, plants make their own food like this, you see. Carbohydrates made from the sun, those plants make food for everyone. Plants possess chloroplasts. What are those things, you might ask? They capture sunlight's energy to help make food for plants and trees. Photosynthesis, plants make their own food like this. Carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, water, sunshine, fill the bill. Photosynthesis, plants make their own food like this, you see. Sunlight, water, CO2, plants don't take much for all they do. Give us carbs and oxygen, we need green plants if we're to win. They give us food, those plants and trees, they help us breathe, so make us sneeze. Photosynthesis, plants make their own food like this. Carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, water, sunshine, fill the bill. Photosynthesis, plants make their own food like this, you see. Corn, just what we need. Lima beans, sunflower seeds, peppers, pumpkins, pears and peas. Those things come from plants and trees. Rice and barley, your oatmeal. We plants at most meals. Apes and mice and humans can't. Neither can a bee nor ant. But firs and maples can. Don't need to use no frying pan. Make their own food, don't need to eat. Photosynthesis really sweet. Photosynthesis, plants make their own food like this. Carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, water, sunshine, fill the bill. Photosynthesis, plants make their own food like this, you see. So here's the photosynthesis equation. A plant uses carbon dioxide from the air, along with water and light energy. That's the energy absorbed by chloroplasts, and through the process of photosynthesis, converts those to carbohydrates, oxygen, and water. Not only do plants use the carbohydrates to live, almost all living things rely on the foods plants make to survive. And when we're hungry, it's understood, the food plants make taste really good. Apples, lime, red tomatoes, sugar, syrup, sweet potato, carrots, chocolate, coffee, tea, cherries, chilies, celery. Photosynthesis, plants make their own food like this. Carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, water, sunshine, fill the bill. Photosynthesis, plants make their own food like this. Photosynthesis, plants make their own food like this. Photosynthesis, plants make their own food like this. Photosynthesis, plants make their own.